ChatGPT just cost the CEO $250 million, and Harvard have just done a study on it. Somewhere in your organization, a senior leader is feeding a business decision straight into an AI tool.
I love AI. Do you use AI? I love ChatGPT.
Could be a hiring call, could be a vendor contract, could be a market strategy, maybe even a boardroom restructure. And they genuinely believe that because it's come back sounding polished and sounding professional, even brilliant, right? That the answer that ChatGPT kicks out is the right answer. Harvard have just proved it, and they've just recognized that the answer is not always right. So give me a few minutes, right? Because I'm going to show you what researchers have discovered when they tested AI on 30,000 real business decisions, and why one CEO's blind trust in ChatGPT cost him $250 million in a lawsuit. $250 million. Imagine that.
I'm gonna kill myself!
Wow.
I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
Nuts, all because of ChatGPT. Stick around, I'll talk you through exactly what happened. Chang Kyung Kim, CEO of Krafton, the studio behind PUBG, one of the most successful games ever made, he had a problem. A deal with the founders of a game called Subnautica had gone wrong, and he wanted out. So what he did was what millions of other people do, myself included, and I've done this plenty of times, is he asked ChatGPT. The AI gave him a plan, really well structured, clear plan, and he followed it. He fired the founders, seized the game, locked them out of their own project. And it all sounded really airtight because ChatGPT had written it really well, legally structured, commercially logical. The judge disagreed. The Delaware court reversed the entire decision and ordered Krafton to hand the game back. But this is the bit that everybody should be concerned about, specifically leaders who are adopting AI within their workplace. His deleted ChatGPT conversation logs were recovered. They were used in court against him, and that's how he lost the actual case itself. The AI didn't just give bad advice, which sounded really polished and really nice. It also created a paper trail, which was used. Imagine it, carnage. Why does that matter for most organizations? Well, most people are not running a $250 million gambling deal, but your teams are using AI to validate strategies, write proposals, assess vendors, and brief senior stakeholders. Now, a journalist at Inc. magazine thought he'd cracked the problem, right? So he fed AI a collection of Harvard Business School articles, genuinely world-class strategic thinking, peer-reviewed, the whole works. And he asked ChatGPT to evaluate two business ideas. Idea number one, leadership coaching for dogs. The AI gave it a 3 out of 10, obviously. Idea number two, his own cat spraying gadget, 7.5 out of 10. He called it a breakthrough. AI finally working the way it should. Except the truth was, it wasn't. Why wasn't it? Because separately, researchers ran a much bigger test. They took GPT-5, Claude, and Gemini. You must know those unless you've been living under a rock. They're the 3 most widely deployed AI tools in businesses right now. They fed them 30,000 real strategic business decisions. Different industries, different contexts, different organizations. Every single model clustered around the same advice. Differentiate, collaborate, think long term, embrace the digital transformation. Now, it didn't matter what the question was. It didn't matter what the sector was. The same output every single time. The researchers gave it a name, right? We've heard of this micro slop name, haven't we? Or AI slop. The researchers gave this one the name trend slop. AI doesn't think, it pattern matches. It takes what sounds strategic, it sounds like it has a consensus, and it reflects it back to you with complete confidence. And that, herein lies the problem. That's the danger. Because as one researcher put it, a bad idea that sounds bad, you can deal with it, right? But a bad idea that sounds brilliant, that's a $250 million mistake. $250 million lawsuit. Now, I've been working with businesses on workplace technology and productivity for over a decade, right? Through Spore Group, my company Spore Group, across clients from SMEs right the way through to enterprise. And I've spoken about this at events, including the NatWest Accelerator program. And the thing I keep seeing is this. It's not that teams are using AI wrong. It's that nobody's told them what AI actually is. Now, it's a presentation product. It's not a thinking product. It's not there to think for you. It makes the average sound like genius. And in a business environment where decisions move fast, nobody has time to interrogate every single output. That's a genuinely dangerous gap. So what's the answer? Well, AI has not gone away and we need to embrace it. So here's what I'd recommend. Firstly, separate idea generation from idea validation. Yes, you can generate ideas, but don't validate it. AI is brilliant at producing options really quickly. it's not qualified to validate which option is actually the right for your organization. So keep those two tasks completely separate. Use AI to generate, use human expertise, your team, your advisors, your experience to decide. Secondly, treat AI outputs like a first draft from a junior team member. Useful starting point, never the final word. Never something you present upwards without any kind of review. And then the third thing is be deliberate about what decisions you're actually feeding into it, right? The Krafton CEO didn't just make a bad call, he documented it in a tool that he didn't control, on servers that he didn't own. Before you feed any kind of strategic decision into an AI platform, ask yourself this: whether you'd be comfortable with that conversation becoming a legal exhibit. Always try and think about that. Now that then becomes a really proactive way of looking at things and not a reactive way. And that shift in thinking will protect your business. Now this is the sort of thing I cover off in my newsletter. The newsletter is called Work Isn't Working. I try to ensure that I write a practical, no nonsense breakdown on workplace productivity, managing remote and hybrid teams, and the technology decisions that actually move the needle for your business. Some of this thinking that I've been putting out there has got me featured in Entrepreneur magazine, published author on this subject. So hopefully you get a little bit of value from that newsletter. The link's below. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. You get an email a week, and all we do is we give you some insight into workplace technology and how to be productive with your remote workforce. So if you're interested in that, check out the link, sign up, and you'll get your newsletter. Now the businesses that get ahead of this AI stuff, they aren't the ones using AI tools more, they're the ones using it smarter. Here's the big thing that we've taken from this, right? Harvard has worked out that AI lies. It's time for us business owners to catch up and use the tools that we have at our disposal in the right way, in the most productive way. Now, using those tools to be productive is the reason that I've created this video here. So go check that out. Let me know in the comments how your organization uses AI within the workplace, or whether it doesn't. Go check that video out. Speak to you in the comments.